We need to find this value in this figure. It says the rectangle ABCD is similar to rectangles AM and D. So this big rectangle, this big one, is similar, and similar is my keyword now. Similar means the proportion in the big rectangle are exactly the same proportion in the small rectangle. So what I can do now is make proportion. I'm gonna make, I know this distance. Let me change the color. I know that this distance divided by this, or I can say the big side divided by the small side, and I'm talking only about the big rectangle. I'm gonna make CD divided by DA must be equal to, I'm gonna make now the small rectangle. This is the big side for the small rectangle. This is the small side for the small rectangle. So what I have here is now that is MN divided by MA. So here what I have is, because CD is 6 meters and N is the midpoint, or BA or AB is 6 meters and M is the midpoint, I know this is 3 meters. I know this is 3 meters. So when I make this proportion, I say CD, so this is 6 meters divided by DA divided by this is just Y. I don't know the value for Y, but I know MN, this MN is also Y, and I know this value is only 3 meters. I'm gonna make 3 meters. So now I have a proportion, and the way to solve this is using cross multiply. What I'm gonna do is multiply this guy times this. So I'm gonna make 6 meters times 3 meters, and I'm gonna multiply these two, equals Y times Y. So in this case, what I have now is 3 times 6, or 6 times 3, this is 18 meters square equals Y square. So now, what is the value for this? Because I'm looking for Y, no Y square. So I'm going to apply square root. I'm going to make square root of 18. M square equals square root of Y square. When square root erases a square, so I'm going to make this operation. So I'm going to make Y equals the square root of 18 meter square. But also I can make factor for this number. So I'm going to make Y equals a square root 18. I'm working here 18 could be broken in 9 times 2. And I'm going to do this because 9 has a perfect square root. So this is 9 times 2 m square. So Y equals the square root of 9 is just 3. But the number 2 stays because it has no square root. So this is just 2. And meter square has a square root. So I'm going to make only m. So this is the value. So Y equals 3 square root of 2 meters. And sometimes, or most of the times in this kind of questions, we have this as an option. So the only thing you need to do here is make the proportion and then make the cross multiply.